Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go. It's another Tuesday and welcome to IoT Tuesday with yours truly, Samuel Adrani. This is the IoT show. We try to demystify to the barest minimum, have fun, break things, make things, learn about things, just explore and have fun. This happens on every Tuesday. Unfortunately, we couldn't start at 8 p.m. today because I had some other engagement that went into my actual stream time. As you know, this is a live stream, it's not a pre-recorded show, so sometimes these things don't happen. Well, thank you for making time with us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. If this is your first time, thank you for coming, and please do sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then anytime we upload or go live, you get the notification. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the recently released Azure SDK for C embedded Arduino development. So I have been promising you we'll take a look at it. I'm sure this is going to be a two-part series or episode. So today we're going to take a look at the whole SDK thing. We'll try to set up an ESP32 board that I have, and then we'll try to use the SDK to connect to the IoT Hub. So there will definitely be a part 2 next week. So we're going to start today. We'll try to explore as much as we can in today's episode. And then don't forget, if you have any questions, you can send them to me, so I would answer them. And people keep asking, oh, I missed the show the other night. Don't worry. After the stream, it's available on demand on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, so you can get it there. Today, I'll be switching to the bench a couple of times. So I'm using a lapel in addition to this main microphone. So you might hear a bit of change in audio. I'm still working on it to see how I can make this thing, all around. So bear with me. Before we get started, let's go for our intro, and when we come back, we will get straight into it. Awesome, we're back. If you're just joining us, this is IoT Tuesday with yours truly, Samuel Adrani. We try to demystify IoT to the barest minimum. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Azure SDK for C embedded Arduino. All right. This was released, I think, in December last year. December last year. And well, it was quite interesting to know that, supporting 32-bit, supporting 32-bit devices could now have, direct and Arduino-enabled SDK that allows them to technically connect to Azure IoT. And as you know, we try to focus a lot on how to do cloud connectivity on the show as well. So today we're going to explore that. Before we do that, let's see, let me get this running so we can share this. Let's go. So thank you for joining us. And don't forget that if you have any questions during the show, you can always drop them in the chat, whether you're watching from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter, or from LinkedIn or Twitch. So we're streaming on Facebook. Yeah, we're streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I think Twitter, right? Are we going on Twitter? Yes, 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 yes. We are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. I I don't know what's happening, but I think I saw. I just went to Twitter to see, just to make sure that, just to make sure where it was running there, because my dashboard is reporting 4, but that should be going to 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going to Twitter as well. So hey, you can enjoy it from Twitter. So don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. So let's close this and let me share my screen so you can see. So I this is let's go back. Actually, let's go forward. Yeah. So if you go to ak.ms slash, I think Arduino, yeah, it would take you to this page, which is the GitHub repo for the SDK. And if you look here, there are a lot of examples for connecting to IoT Central and ESP32, or connecting to IoT Central with Expressive ESP32. Just there's an IoT kit, the Expressive ESP32 IoT kit. Let's see. I'm now exploring it, so I'm not sure if they meant one of those compatible ESP32 kits for IoT Central. I think that's what they mean. But they pretty much have samples for all these kits. So we're going to take a look at ESP32, this particular one, ESP32. So if I take you to the bench, you would notice that I have, let me see. So this is the Amica Node MCU. So this is, I just want to be sure I'm getting the correct one. There you go, there you go, there you go. This. So this here, let's be sure. This is, oh, this is 2866. Sorry, I got the wrong port. But this here, let me try. I'm trying to remove. Let me remove it so you can see that this is ESP32. So give me a sec before I break it. I'm noted for breaking. Else, I think I have another one. So give me a sec. You might now notice the sound is a bit different because I've actually switched from my my Shure SM 7B to the lapel that I'm wearing. I'm trying to pull up my ESP32 kit. Let's just put this here. I think we can drop this here for the rest of the show, so I can bring this up here and share with you. Okay, so let's bring this up. Yeah, I have a few of them. I just wanted to be sure. Yes, see, it's the same form factor. So let's put this here. I think that's what we're going to be using. Let's see. So this is ESP32 core board V2. Okay, so I'm just going to, let me just put, which I believe is the same thing I have here. So, yep. Let's put this here. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, this at the moment, so this here, this is what, if you look at this closely, so this here is the Node MCU ESP32S, all right? This is how and this one has the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth thing going. We might use this for today's on. I want to use this one. So, and this one is DSB ESP826, and we don't want this, all right? We don't want that. And then this one is also the ESP32 core board V2. So, but between the two, I'll probably use a Node MCU one, or probably this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think it's the same thing I also have here. 32. Yes. So yeah, I think we can use this. All right. So let's put this two on the side. We'll need a few LEDs here, and I'm bringing the LEDs because I just want to show. Once we connect it to Azure IoT, we can run commands from the cloud to the device as well and control it, just like the goodness we do from IoT. So let's take. So I'm going to take this two. Have my resistor. Yeah, no worries. We'll just let's see. Not to worry about that. We'll get to this. We'll get to this. So, yep. So pretty much that's what we're going to need. We're going to need this, and then you need your 5 volts. Yeah. But this is connected to my PC, so we'll get power from it this way. Let me see if I can bring this a bit down and twist it, so we can see it a lot better. Let me bring it in view here. There you go. We don't need this. We only need the LED. So once I'm ready, I'll zoom in more for you to see on this one. So, and then you need a bunch of jumper wires or jumper wires. All right. So let's get into it. So now, what we're going to be doing, right now is we're going to go through the documentation, look at how to set it up. We'll set up our IDE, and then I think the first thing we'll do, once we set up the IDE, we'll look at basically how to set up the ESP32. So if you have an ESP32 kit, we'll see how to set that up. Then once we're done with the setup, we'll just try something very basic. Maybe blink on ESP32 so it's working. So you see how that's working. Very simple. Then we will come back to the SDK, connect it to IoT Hub, and then try to do it. And like I said, we might go into part 2 of this. So baby steps. So, and if you're joining us, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you can just drop them in and I'll try to answer them for you. So from here, we want to go with this one, right? ESP32. So let me just open it up here and close all these ones. All right. So as you can see, these are samples, and we're going to walk through the sample today. We'll walk through the sample, and let me know if my view is not too clear. I'm trying to get it a bit clear for you so you see. So pretty much we'll see how to set it up. It's quite easy. Prerequisites, I've shown you the hardware we need. We already have an Azure account. We'll have an IoT Hub created already. We'll create a logical device in IoT Hub, and then we'll set up the Arduino IDE and all that. Now we need to have a supported ESP32 board. Let's open this and see what they are saying. Yeah, so Arduino ESP32, yeah, we have that already. So installing the libraries, ESP, let's see this. I mean, I'm not too worried about that, but pretty much we have that. Now, so let's go ahead and start by setting up the ESP32 board, and then just trying something very basic and minimal. All right. So let's do that. So I have that. Now I have already set up my ESP32 in my Arduino IDE, but for the sakes of those, and we've done this before on the show. So for those that, let's go here, follow the instructions. Let's see. Yeah, so here we are. So it's quite simple, right? So all of them are for expressive if, quite simple. And then we have, let's look at the one we have here. So this is the ESP32 core board from, yeah, so let's see, ESP WROM32. Yeah, it's pretty much, Arduino is pretty much the same thing, ESP32, just the standard one. right? So let's open the data sheet here. And yeah, so pretty much let's go ahead. And this is from the official Expressive website. All right, so these are the stable releases. So this would be what you want to do, is that you want to set up your Arduino IDE to look at the stable releases for, board managers for it, right here, right? So we're going to copy this. We need that. So let's copy, no, not development. We want a stable release. So let's copy this one. And then let's open our Arduino IDE. Where is that gentleman? Yeah, there it is. And let's just make sure that you're running the latest version. I believe I'm running the latest version, else we can just do a quick update. It's nothing crazy about that. Yeah. So let's move this here so we can see the IDE. And if you have any questions, you can drop them here, and we will answer those for you. All right, and then so let's go here to File, Preferences, and then you can see here Arduino. We can see the additional board manager URL. All right, so let me show you something. I'm going to, so here, okay, just so we are aligned, this is the one I copied from the Expressive website, right? This is what we have to add to our board manager URL. Now let's copy what we have here. So let's Control A, Control C, and let's paste that below it so I show you something. So if you look closely here, you have the original, which is Arduino ESP32 stable, blah, 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 all the way to here, right? There's one here. So this is for ESP82. Then you see a comma, and then you can add a second one. HP file, Seed Studio, boards and all that. So what you want to do is we're also going to add a comma, right? And then append this one right here. Yeah, and let's not leave any spaces. So we're going to bring this one here. Yeah, so now we have the Expressive for ESP32 added. Let's copy this. And then let's go all the way to our board manager here and replace it, right? Then let's click OK. So now what has happened is that we have, all right, we have, actually, let me do this again. Preferences, if we pop it out, yeah, there you go. So it's just small. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. You know what? Let me do this. Let's get zoom it here. Zoom it. Let's open our zoom it up so I can show you how it looks like from the side. So Control 1. Yeah, there you go. So now you can see that. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, there you go. So now you can see that we have the Arduino, especially we have the Seed Studio ones, and now we have the ESP32 board managers as well here. All right, so we can OK this and OK that. So now what this means is that we now have a URL to where we can get, firmware updates for the ESP32 board. So now I can go to my tools, and no, it's actually, I think it's tools. Yeah, tools. And then where is my board manager? Board manager. Let me go and check this out. Where's that? Load. I think it's loading behind. Let's bring this one here. Yeah, wow. This took forever to load. Yeah, that's just because I'm technically running the same things. Yeah. But it's okay. Well, let's close this. I don't want to go to the library, so let's close it. This is the board manager I want. So let's go to tools. You go to board, and then you see that at the top here, you can go to board manager. All right. Now, with the board manager open, let's go in here. Come on. It's still loading. Yeah, I can see it's still loading all the boards here. But once that is done, we're going to search for ESP32. Okay. So there you go. Yeah. DL distribution. So let's go here and do ESP32. And there you go. You have what? ESP32 dev, all that, we have that. Let's look at, and then let's install. Now, some pointers might use DL expressive if compared to the one we are using, which is kind of like from GitHub, right? Pretty much the same thing. So it's installing. Let's get this installed. So we have ESP32 dev board, dev32s2, dev board, ESP32c3 dev board. So a few, Wemos and other stuff. I'm tempted. Yeah, okay. So there you go. There you go. Okay. Wow, this is taking quite some time. Anyway, so whilst this is working, whilst this is downloaded, if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the chat. If you have any project or things you're curious about, IoT. I think I should do an AMA on IoT before the month ends. Just generally, I was talking about IoT and all the craziness about it. So let's see. Okay. Well, let's see what people are saying. So at the moment, I'm using Restream, and Restream only allows Facebook in read-only mode because they want me to upgrade. I don't think I've got to the point where I want to upgrade yet. So, I'm just holding on. And I'll just go into, how do you call it? I'll just go into Facebook and answer it, answer your questions or respond to your questions. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's running. It says Arduino ESP32. I think so. So I see this is ESP32 core board V2. There's a warning here that says Arduino ESP core V2 cannot be used on Windows 8, Windows 7 or earlier. Windows 32 bits. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, kind of like misread that, but we're fine. We good. Good. Hmm. Yep. 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 There you go. Yeah, we have a data sheet for that one. I'll share the data sheet for it so we can actually see. If you're just joining us, we're setting up an ESP32 board. This one, this is one. Oh, let's go to the board. But we're trying to set this one up and use the new Azure SDK for C embedded Arduino, right? So if you're joining us, welcome. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we will answer your questions. Yeah. DL32 index. There is another. So there is another package, but then again, I think this is. Let's see when this was released versus the official documentation. Okay, so now that is done. All right. So with it done, we can close here. Now, should we go to File? All right. Or even if we go back to Tools and then we go to Board, right? You would see the different, you see the different boards. So here, see ESP32 Arduino. Take a look at this. You see different ESP32 boards. So we have the ESP32 River Kit. We have the where's that dev? There you go. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There is the. I want to make sure that we have. Yeah, there you go. We have the Node MCU ESP32. Let's see. This is ESPWROM32. So let's see. ESPWROM32. Yeah, just making sure that I have it. It should load all the boards, but I want to be sure we have that here. So let's go all the way to the top. Okay, so this is WROM. So let's see. We have that ESP32 Wemos. We have the Node 32 Node MCU IoT. No, let's see. Even M-Stack Cortex. Oh, that's interesting. There are some M-Stack Cortex that run on ESP32 FM package. Okay, so let's see. We have another. Okay, so we have another Node MCU. Yes, so this is also Node MCU. So let's see this. I think I saw Node MCU somewhere. So this one is ESP ROM32, WROM32, Node MCU. So let's see. M-Stack. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm sure we can do a generic ESP32. Yeah, we can do a generic ESP 32, but let's just go through it one last time. Either fruit, yeah, Node MCU. I thought I had an ESP32S, but that'll potentially be in that. Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah, this is it. I have it. The ESP Node MCU ESP32. So that's it. I have this one. Yeah. So now, if I set my board to this particular one, and let me show you. This is it. So if you look closely to it, this is it. It's ESP32S Node MCU. All right. So I've selected that board. So now if I go to tools and I go to my board, it's showing that it's Node MCU, let me just break this up so you can see. So here, there you go. So now it's showing that I'm setting it to Node MCU, 32S. Yep. And so let's go ahead with that setup. Let's quickly let's go and look for this. So Node MCU ESP32S. Let's look at the pinout. Yeah. There you go. I think I saw one. Yeah, let's do images. Yeah, there you go. So let's save the image and let's open the image. So let's put this somewhere on our desktop. And let's open this up. So this is the pinout for the board we have. Right? This is it. If we switch here, let's do this. That is the board you're seeing here. This one right here. And that's what's showing on your screen, right? So we have two LEDs. We have connected to GPIO2. So there are two LEDs only connected to GPIO. One is for power and the second one is for GPIO, connected GPIO2. But if you look at the pinout, we have GPIO pins. We have general purpose input outputs. There appear ADC. So a bunch of them. So ground, GPIO pin. So at least we know the pinout. The reason why we're looking at the pinout is so that when we connect, all right, when we connect this, now it seems my breadboard is small. Okay. We're just gonna go with this one. So not to worry. We'll use a few of the GPIO pins on this side. Maybe we can use GPIO pin 6, 7, 8. We can just use any of these. Not 2 though, because 2 is connected. GPIO pin 2 is already connected to the onboard LED. So we won't use that. We'll just stick to maybe 6 or 7, which is the the last 2, 6, 7, 8, the last 3 ones. So let's connect our board this way. So let's go to the bench. So that's what I have done, connecting it this way. All right. The next thing I'll do is I'll just go ahead and set up a few things. That is, I'll just connect. Maybe I should have just turned it this way so we have the cable go this way. Yeah, that's what I hate about using this. Okay, so let's bring it here. Well, yeah, we can bring it here. Yeah, and all I just did was to flip it so that this side I'm going to connect to my computer can be here and I can leverage the other pins. Quite simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect maybe the red LED or the green LED to GPIO pin 6 to 6. All right. And look at where the ground is. The ground is on the other side. Interesting. Man. It means I have to tweak this again and leave just one spaces. That's fine. There you go. Awesome. So we just have this. Now we're gonna go with this pin layout. So I'll move this to the other side, and then we'll just set that up. Quite easy. Okay, so to test that this is working, let's go back to our Arduino IDE. All right. Where is that guy? There you go. So let me connect it. So to the bench. This is currently connected to my computer already. So as you can see, there's a red light, right? So, well, we don't necessarily need to connect this. We can use the which is GPIO pin 2, which is already on it. So we might not need this, so that it makes it easier. But then later on, if you really wanted to show, I can show how to do that. But right now, we just want to see how that goes. So this is GPIO pin 2, right? No big deal. That's fine. Now, so let's go ahead and now go to the Arduino IDE. Go to File, Examples, and let's do some. Let's go and look for our ESP32. Where is that? Yeah, there you go. ESP32 here, right? And let's look for, very basic one, GPIO. Nah. Let's see. We just want to, let's see. Let's look for the basic and see if we're going to have. Yeah, but we want to use examples of the ESP. Let me see if we have there. ESP32 is here. That's fine. We want to use the blinky blink example. Yeah. The other time I made mention of Platform IO, really solid and interesting platform. So you can check that out. Let's go here. Just a sec. I'm trying to pull up. Yep. All right. So let's just go here and let me open examples. ESP32. When are you using the camera? This is a little GPIO. Let's see this. So it's gonna open this for us. Nothing crazy. Okay. Let's see. So let's go back to the pinout and let's check out. So there are two buttons here. These, okay. All right, that's okay. Let's go back to, no, let's go back to our new, there you go. And yeah, you also need to make sure that we are on the correct COM port. So if you go to tools and this one says COM5, but I think, let me do device manager, right? This is just to make sure that we are actually looking at the right port for, how do you call it? So if you look at this, if I go to COM port, it says standalone over Bluetooth, Silicon, Intel. Let's see. So serial over Bluetooth link, that's not COM5. So I think it's probably this one. So an easy way to test would be right now. I'm going to take out the device and then see which COM port goes off. So you see, it's COM port 6. So if I connect it, it's going to occupy COM port 6. There you go. Yeah. So you see that. So now I know that is Silicon Lab. So it's COM port 6. So I come back into my Arduino IDE, go to my tools and go to my port. And I know that this is on port 6. There you go. Cool. So, well, this is basic. So we have our board set to node MCU 32S. We have our COM port set, right? It's just the example. For some reason, the examples is giving me is not. Okay, let's see something. Let's try the blink, right? It's not for it, but let's see. Ping, let mode, bling, 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 bling. Okay, so this would be 2, right? Because if we look at the schematics, it says that the GPIO, this is an LED but connected to GPIO 2, right? So we'll just say this. And yeah, Arduino has a default LED pin, but that's not what we're using. So pin mode 2 is set to output. So we're setting that up. The guitar right. No. Where is that? Yeah, that's one of the things I hate about this. Okay, let's do this. Let me change just a sec. Let me see something. Let's go up in the examples from yeah, examples on node MCU. So these are, as you can see, so these are all the examples for the node MCU, but I don't want them to have, like, we just want something very, very simple, not Wi-Fi, not wire, not, you know, like just simple. And they have all these crazy examples connecting to the Wi-Fi. We'll see this with the Azure, SDK, but connected to the Wi-Fi, as you can see, Bluetooth, Arduino, ESP. What is this? ESP32. Let's see. Even for the GPIOs, not free. We are not using free autos. So let's see. LED. No, I don't want to do any software fade. Let me see something. Define. Let's use this. Okay. You know what? Let me do this. I'm going to bring a few of those. I'm going to bring a few of those things here. Actually, let's create a new one. All right. So let's do this. LED pin. Let's define this. This will be pin 2. This is there. Yeah. No, we're not doing anything breadless or anything like that. So bum. And then where is our other pace? Well, that's a lot of. No, let's close this. We don't need this. And let's close this, as we don't also need this. We don't need this. No, let's close this. I know why. Because it would break and cause us a lot of pain. Trust me. Let's do this. So yeah, let's bring this here. So this is the LED one. So let's see the examples. ESP32. Yep. No UART. So you can see there's a lot of not Hall sense. Don't mind this guy. ESP32 now. Basic. No, so this is one of the examples to do master slave, kind of like client stuff like that when I'm doing that. DPIO. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing this. We're not doing no, we're not doing Wi-Fi. Well, okay, let's try the Wi-Fi scan, right? Just to be sure that we've connected to so it's including the Wi-Fi, setting up, delay. So let's verify this and see if we can deploy this to it. So what basically this does is just tries to, you know, it's going to change the ESP32 into kind of like a base AP board and then access point mode, and it'll be searching for any available Wi-Fi that will show in the serial monitor, just to be sure that we correctly connected to it, right? And then we can come back and do all the craziness. Actually, whilst we are doing that, let me do this. Let me copy this and close this. And let's do this. This is pin 2. Yep. Initializing it. We can use ID pin. Okay, that's it. No big deal. Let's cancel this. All right, so this is still running. Okay, so while this is trying to compile it, this is all I did to the new sketch. So defining a pin 2, which per the pin out is where the GPIO pin is, and then setting it to an output, and pretty much on and off. So we should see the blue LED toggle on and off with this simple sketch. But let's run this first one. Let's let this first one build so we can have it in the AP mode, so we can see if we can scan the Wi-Fi, in the room, in my house. Now, this is also going to be important because once we start to do the IoT, the Azure IoT side of things, it would actually use the Wi-Fi functionality of it, because we need to set up the Wi-Fi for it. That's how it's going to connect to Azure IoT Hub, right? So, come on, this is taking a bit of a while. So, whilst that's happening, as you can tell, let's do this. As you can tell from here, we can install some of these extensions, but I think I already have an extension. I will do everything from, I'll do that from Azure Portal, but I think I already have IoT Explorer. Now, if you don't know what Azure IoT Explorer is, it's just a simple graphical user interface that allows you to interact with your IoT Hub devices. So, nifty too if you don't want to use a CLI, right? So here, they want us to add an, Azure CLI, Azure Command Line Utility for IoT. Azure, I think I already have that. So, yeah. So this is being set, and all we can do is use the example for C and load it. But hold on, just a sec. We've walked through this already, but yeah, okay. So this has been deployed. No, it's actually been verified. Let's upload it to the board. So now on COM6, let's see what's happening to the board. So I'm going to leave it here. Now this is the sketch that allows it to act like an access point, and pretty much I think if you open the serial port, it would show any Wi-Fi it finds, right? And then we can guarantee that node port is working. Okay, so connecting. serial point. There you go. Writing is writing 100%. Pretty soon, yep, it's writing it. Hard resetting by RTS pin. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if I can bring it down a bit, so you can probably see this. I thought this would be better focus. Maybe the light is deceiving. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Resetting. While this is done, after this is done, we'll try to run the Blinky example, and then we'll come back to setting up. We've already to show you how to set up the Azure SDK for C, which I think I briefly showed that in the last episode. I briefly touched on it before we actually left out. So yeah. Okay. So just waiting for this to happen. Wow, it's almost top of the hour. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So, okay, whilst that's happening, now to include the Azure SDK for C, you go to Sketch, right? Let's do this whilst you are waiting for this to load. I'll come back to it. So you go to Sketch, and then you go to Include Library, and then you do Manage Library, right? So you do Manage Library here. Now in Manage Library, you can go ahead and search. Once it loads, you're going to search for the Azure SDK, right, for C. And what's going to happen is that it's going to pop it up for you, and you're going to select it and install. And once you've installed it, it's actually added the library to. So I think mine is already installed, but we're going to see this anyway. How? Like I said, it. We're going to this first episode of the series is just going to be setting things up, and the next week we're going to see. That's when we'll see the connectivity, setting up IoT. I've already done setting IoT up in previous episodes, so please go subscribe to the channel and see how that's done. But we'll walk through again. So if I go and type Azure SDK, I think it's doing a type ahead kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, so we see Azure SDK for C right here. If I take you in, you can see that mine is installed, right? So in your case, you just select this, and then you will do the installation. So mine is done. So pretty much that's how you get it into it, right? Okay, so considering this is taken, we're just going to go ahead and take a look at it now. If you now went to File, okay, we're just making sure that if you go to, let's make sure, so if you go to Tools, and then you go to Board, you realize that we have a, let's see, we can go here to, where is that? ESP32. So as you can see, we have our ESP. We already have our ESP32 board set up, all right? So you have our ESP32, ESP. Let's see a few other boards coming from the board manager, right? So I think we've already installed that, so it should be, yeah, that's what we're seeing. So just make sure, like again, just trying to make sure that you have that installed. So in our case, we have that installed, so we don't need to worry about it. So make sure we saw how to set the port, make sure the board is selected, and then we can now go ahead and upload a sketch and see the sketch in action. So before we run away, this is what's going to happen, right? So we go here, and then you see that for board, you select ESP32, and you can select your ESP32 board. We've already done that, and then we've set the port. We know the port is already, right? Now, the next thing you want to do now, let's go to stuff, and then we can go and add some stuff to it. So let's go here. So we go to file, and then we go to examples, and then you can see here, if you scroll all the way down, or do we pass it? I think we passed it. Where is that? Where is that? We should be looking for Azure SDK. If you see it, ping me. Yeah, there you go. So Azure SDK for C. Here we are. So you see that. So Azure SDK for C, and then Azure IoT Hub 32. This is the one. This is the one we want. So file, examples. There you go. Azure SDK for C. And then this is IoT Hub. Right. Now, so when this happens, so see this, it's generated the files for you, right? So adding string, time, and then Wi-Fi and MQTT client. That's what allows us to, we have the Azure Core IoT, and then you see this Azure IoT SaaS token, serial logger, IoT config. So these are files that we're going to define the configuration in. So pretty much this tries to connect to Azure, and over a set interval tries to get some telemetry, from the Azure IoT Hub into this device, and we'll run it. So if you go look at the other tabs here, you can see this is the Azure IoT SaaS token C++ file. So here, defining it, just creating a SaaS token. They've created all the helper files you need to generate the SaaS tokens and all that for you. So you fill it in. I'm not saying you're going to define them, but these files are going to do all the, it's going to handle all that for you. Then the logger it's just going to help you with logging what's coming out from IoT Hub into your device. So here, that's defined. But the IoT config file, this is what we're going to change in the next episode. So the IoT Hub fully qualified domain name, we're going to get that from IoT Hub and replace it here. The device ID, once we set it up in IoT Hub, which I'm going to show you in next episode, we're going to get that and put it here, and then also the configuration key here. And then we can set the number of seconds, right? The frequency of the telemetry that will come in, that will be used to do the communication. So next week, when we come, we will show how to set up the Azure IoT Hub, and then we will connect it, deploy the whole of this solution, all right, onto our, now at least we know our board is working, because let's see, we didn't deploy this, but I think it's still running that. But I'll just go ahead and probably deploy the Blink on it. But any which ways, so next week we've seen how to set up your Arduino IDE with the library. So next week we're going to set up Azure IoT Hub and then deploy this onto the Node MCU Expressive 32 Node MCU 32S board. So if this was interesting and this was educative, please do subscribe. Let's know your comments and feedback, because we want to make the channel, useful and very educative and entertaining for you. With that said, I'll come your way next week with another episode of the show. Stay safe, be good, learn something new, share, and let's make the world a better place. My name is Samuel Adranyi, and I'm out.